Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel Learning Hubs. In this tutorial, we'll be exploring an essential topic which is based on importance of patterns in fresher interviews. Whether you are at the beginning of your coding journey or you are preparing for your upcoming interviews, well, mastering these patterns is a crucial thing to do before you are going to an interview. Well, patterns are like building blocks of our coding, guys. They also help us to solve problems efficiently and also to demonstrate the problem solving skills to interviewers. For freshers like me and you, it's vital to understand or demonstrate these type of coding problems based upon the patterns, so they can also reveal our logical thinking, coding efficiency, and also the ability to tackle some common problems. Well, understanding of these patterns can set you apart from other students and also showcase your problem solving skills to interviewers. Well, interviewers often focus on these problems because they are fundamental for solving problem solving skills. Well, they want to see how we approach and how we dissect these problems, how we use these patterns for crafting an efficient solutions. When you understand and practice these patterns, believe me guys, you're not only preparing for interviews, but you're also enhancing your overall coding capacity. And because these patterns can help us to increase our problem solving skills, overall coding speed, and can build a strong confidence to crack any interview when a problem based on these patterns is given. In this practical session, firstly, I have divided these patterns into three types, which are basic, intermediate, and advanced. So firstly, we will look at the basic type. Basic, I will be explaining you these five patterns which you can see on the screen. So firstly, let me open up my IntelliJ IDE. IntelliJ IDE. Yeah. Well, let me clear this. Okay, let me zoom. That's it. Our setup has finished. And the first pattern will be half pyramid. If you can observe the pattern, each asterisk in this pattern is multiplied by its row number. So first of all, we need to give a number, right? So I is equals to int of input. And if you can give the number here, so write the for loop I in range of n. So we need to print the asterisk that are multiplied by its row number. Okay, asterisk which is multiplied by the row number I plus 1. That's it. So here you can observe, here I have given I plus 1 because whenever we write a range of n, it will be started from zero number. Okay, I haven't specified any starting point in the range function, so that's why it will be starting from 0. The first value that will be initialized to I is 0. As I is 0, we need to print one asterisk, right? So that's why I have given I plus 1, which means 0 plus 1. Let us try to run the program, and first we need to give the number, right? So I'm giving the 5, and if you can enter, that's it. You can observe. So this is the pattern, right? Okay, this is the pattern. Second one would be an inverted pattern of this pattern. You can see this inverted pattern on the screen. So firstly, if you can observe the pattern, actually the number of stars at first row would be 5. If you give an input as a 5, the first row is having a 5 stars, and then it is decreased by 1, and again it is decreased by 1 for I in range of n comma 0 comma minus 1. So this is the starting point, and this is the ending point, and this is the step where n will be decreased by 1 on each iterate. Okay, print we just need to print the asterisk, right? Asterisk, which is multiplied by the I, and that's it, guys. If we run the program, if I give the 5, and that's it, you can observe here. So this is the inverted pattern of the before pattern. So that's how we will code this. The third one is an alphabet pyramid, which you can see on the screen. For this pattern, we'll be using two loops, one for inner loop, which is looping through each row, and another one for within each row we need to increase the value of this ASCII keyword. So for capital letters, these ASCII words will be from 65. Initialize a variable called a with 65. Yeah. So now we need to have the row numbers. We need to take the input from from user, the row numbers. So we'll be, as I have said, we'll be using two loops, right? For I in range of n, for j in range of, sorry, spell mistake, range of I plus 1. So I have used I plus 1 here because if you can observe the pattern in the first row, whatever the letter, it is iterated only one time. The inner loop is iterated only one time. Okay, yeah, close. The inner loop is iterated only one time, and in the second row the inner loop is iterated two times, because to increment the value of the ASCII character. Okay, so whatever the row number it has, the inner loop is going to iterate those many number of times. So that's why I have given I plus 1. As I have said, plus 1 because I value is going to initialize only 0 at the starting point. Okay, and here we need to print, sorry, we need to print, yeah, we have a built-in function called chr, which means it actually converts whatever the number to its corresponding ASCII character. So this is a built-in function in Python for converting the number into corresponding ASCII character. So char of, sorry, chr of a plus j, comma, and I'm giving the space here, so that there is a space between each letter while printing, and print, and that's it. If we actually run the program, so let me give it a 5, and that's it, you can see here. So this is the pattern, guys. So that's how we program the alphabet pattern. Okay, our fourth one will be hollow half pyramid pattern, which you can see on the screen. So for this pattern, if you can observe it, we need to print the asterisk whenever the inner loop is at starting point and the inner loop is at ending point, and also at the last row we need to print all the characters asterisk. So we have got three conditions, right? So first we'll be using two loops. First I need to initialize the variable, right? Int of input, that's it. So now let me write the two loops. For I in range of n, again for j in range of I plus 1. As I have said this earlier, in the alphabet pro pattern, we actually use this I plus 1 because the inner loop has to iterate I times. Here we will be using the conditions. If j is at the starting point, or j is at the ending point of inner loop, or when we wanted to print the last line, we need to know that it is last row, right? So yeah, I is equals to n minus 1. If these conditions are met, we need to print the asterisk. Is it, yeah, asterisk, and end is equals to Yeah, that's it. Else, further than these conditions, if any other condition is met, we need to print a hollow space there. End is equals to, that's it. We need to print this. So this is the program for printing hollow half pyramid pattern, guys. If we run this and let's give 5 as an input, and that's it. You can see here, you can see, yeah, that's it, which is a hollow half pyramid. And now we'll be moving on with the intermediate models. So I will be explaining you 3 different intermediate model, guys. Okay, so now the number pyramid. So to print a number pyramid, first let us take the input from the user number. Yeah, that's it. And now we need to use 2 loops. One is inner loop and an outer loop. So firstly, outer loop. For I in range of n. So here first we need to print the spaces. Whatever the spaces before the number is printed, we need to print them. And we need to end them using double quotations. Yeah, one thing I have forgotten. Here we need to write the logic. So we need to calculate the logic, that is the spaces which are printed will be n minus I minus 1 times. And now we are writing an inner loop for I in range of I plus 1 times. Print j plus 1 comma end is equals to, yeah, and here we just need to print, that's it. That's the code, guys. If we try to run this code file, you can see here 7. Yeah, that's the code, that's it. There is nothing more than this. So now next one is a pyramid. Okay, so for this pyramid, first let us write the code. So let n equals to, 1 minute, n is equals to int of input. And now let me write the loop range of n print. Firstly, సో మనం కానీ ప్యాటర్న్ బాగా చూసుకుంటే ఫస్ట్ రో వచ్చేసరికి ఎన్ని స్పేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి, 4 స్పేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. సెకండ్ రోకి వచ్చేసరికి 3 స్పేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. అండ్ థర్డ్ రోకి వచ్చేసరికి 2 స్పేసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. ఫోర్త్ రోలో 1 స్పేస్ అండ్ ఫిఫ్త్ రో వచ్చేసరికి 0 స్పేసెస్. సో మనం ఇక్కడ స్పేసెస్ కి ఒక మల్టిప్లికేషన్ లాజిక్ ని యూస్ చేయాలన్నమాట. ఇంటూ n మైనస్ 1 minute, n మైనస్ I మైనస్ 1 అండ్ దీన్ని యూస్ చేసుకుంటే ఎన్ని రోస్, ఫస్ట్ రో ఉంది, ఫస్ట్ I ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు 0గా మారుద్ది. 0 చేసుకుంటే n ఎంత ఇస్తున్నాం, 5 ఇస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి. 0 చేసుకుంటే I వాల్యూ 0 అయ్యి n వాల్యూ ఎంత అవుతుంది, n వాల్యూ 5 కాబట్టి 5 మైనస్ 0 మైనస్ 1 ఎంత, 4 స్పేసెస్. సో సేమ్ ఇదే కానీ సెకండ్ రోకి వచ్చేసరికి n అంటే 5 మైనస్ 2 మైనస్ 1 ఎంత, 3. సో ఇలా డిక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. స్పేసెస్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. మనకి ఇక్కడ ఇంకోటి ఏం చేయాలి, స్టార్స్ ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలి. స్టార్స్ ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలంటే స్టార్, ఇక్కడ స్పేస్ ఇద్దాం, ఇంటూ మనకి ఫస్ట్ రోలో ఎన్ని స్టార్స్ ఉన్నాయి, 1 స్టార్ ఉంది. సెకండ్ రోకి వచ్చేసరికి 3 స్టార్స్ వచ్చినాయి. అంటే ప్రతి రోకి 2 స్టార్స్ యాడ్ అవుతున్నాయి. 2 స్టార్స్ యాడ్ అవుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి, అండ్ ప్రతి రోలో ఎన్ని స్టార్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆడ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్టార్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో మనం జస్ట్ 2 ఇంటూ ఫస్ట్ రోకి వచ్చేసరికి I ప్లస్ 1 అంతే. దట్స్ ద లాజిక్, గైస్.
run this program, give it a 5, and that's it. You can see here it has printed the pyramid. Okay, that's it. సో అవర్ నెక్స్ట్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఈస్ డైమండ్. సో ఈ డైమండ్ లో ఎలాగంటే, ఏదైతే ఇప్పుడు నేను మీకు ఈ పిరమిడ్ చూపించానో సేమ్ దాని యొక్క ఇన్వర్టెడ్ ఫామే. సో we don't need to modify this code, we just need to write another loop. సో దానికి ఇంకొక లూప్ రాస్తున్నాను. ఫర్ I in range of n minus 2 comma minus 1 comma minus 1 ఆఫ్ సేమ్ ఇదే లాజిక్ ని ఇక్కడ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, అంతే. దట్స్ ఇట్, దర్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ మోర్ దాన్ దిస్. సో ఇక్కడ ఎన్ మైనస్ టూ మైనస్ వన్ ఎందుకు ఇచ్చానంటే, ఇక్కడ స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్ వచ్చేసరికి ఎన్ మైనస్ టూ అని ఎందుకు అన్నానంటే స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్. సో మనం ఒకవేళ ఎన్ వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాం, ఎన్ వాల్యూ ఎంత 5 ఇచ్చాం అనుకోండి. సో 5 అనేది 5 మైనస్ 2 కాబట్టి ద స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ సెకండ్ లూప్ ఓకే విల్ బి 3. From 3 it will be started until where minus 1 and minus until where 0, because the ending point we have given it as minus 1. So always remember that range of when you give the ending parameter, whatever the argument which is in ending argument of a range function. So the loop will be iterated until n minus 1. Okay, so here we have given minus 1. So before the point which is minus 1 before will be 0. So until 0 I becomes 0, it will be iterated, this loop will be iterated. Okay, if we run this, give a 5, and that's it. You can see here this is the diamond pattern. Okay, this is the diamond pattern. That's it guys, there is nothing more than to modify the code. సో రెండిట్లో ప్రింట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ సేమ్, ద ఓన్లీ లాజిక్ చేంజ్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే రేంజ్ ఫంక్షన్ అన్నమాట. అండ్ నౌ లెట్ us explore some advanced patterns. Okay, the first one of these advanced patterns is the spiral pattern, which you can see on the screen. And now for this pattern, for printing this pattern, we need to first initialize a matrix, n by n matrix. Okay, so let us create a matrix is equals to, so we will be using list comprehensions here. Okay, and let us multiply this with the number n. Firstly I have forgotten to take the number from input, right? Int input. Okay, for underscore in range of n, and that's it. Our matrix is being initialized with the values 0 whenever we run the program. And now, so actually I need to say you one thing, that uh, we are using list comprehension, right? So this full matrix will be firstly initialized with the zeros value. So this matrix will hold our numbers in a spiral order. Okay, next we define the boundaries that will help us to keep track of where to place the numbers. So the boundaries would be left comma right is equals to n minus 1 comma 0, and another boundaries are top and bottom is equals to 0 comma n minus 1, and the left would be 0 and the right would be n minus 1. So we start with left 0 and top at 0, and right and bottom are at n minus 1, which is the last index for the matrix. So now we will be starting the while loop. While left less than or equal to right, right, and top less than or equal to bottom. So we will use this while loop to fill a matrix in a spiral order. Okay, so this loop will continue as long as the boundaries haven't crossed each other. So we keep filling the matrix until all positions are covered. Okay, so now let's start filling the top row from current. So I have forgotten, here we need to create another variable called num with 1. So this variable will be incremented on each iteration. Okay, so now let's start filling the top row from current, that is left boundary to right boundary. So we will use a for loop for I in range of left, since we are initializing the values from left to right, right? So right plus 1, because here right is n minus 1, but n minus 1 for a range value we need to increase the value to plus 1 because it has to iterate n times, right? So that's why. And matrix of top, after filling the top row, I is equals to num. We move the top boundary down by 1 to execute to. So we'll use a for loop for I in range of left, because we are filling it from left, right? So right plus 1, and here placing the number we need to initialize it to matrix, right? Matrix of top of I is equals to num. On each iteration we need to increase the value of num, and now we need to increase the value of top also, top plus 1, because the top row has been initialized. And now we need to fill the right column. Okay, for filling the right column, next we'll be using top and bottom here. So for I in range of top comma bottom plus 1, matrix of I, so not, yeah, I of here we need to initialize the right side, right, on right column, rightmost column. So that's why we need to use right, and on each iteration num will be increased, and here we need to decrease the value of right minus 1. That's it. Similarly, we use a for loop to fill the right column and then decrement the right boundary to exclude this column. Okay, so now we need to fill the bottom row. So before filling up the bottom row, we need to check whether there are any other rows left behind, guys. So we'll be writing an if condition, that is if top less than or equal to bottom, then this, whatever the condition is here, it will check if current top boundary is less than or equal to bottom boundary. That means if it is true, there is at least one row between top and bottom that haven't filled yet, and if it is false, we it means that all rows in this range have been processed and we should skip the filling of bottom row, guys. After writing the condition, we need to fill up the bottom row using for loop for I in range of right comma left minus 1 comma minus 1. So using this loop we will be filling up the bottom row. Okay, so guys, after writing the for loop we will be updating the values in the matrix guys. So for updating the matrix we will be writing mat of bottom of I, as the matrix values will be increasing one by one. After writing this, after updating the matrix values we will be updating the bottom row. Okay, the number value, we will be increasing the number value by 1, and after the loop has completed overall, the whatever the bottom value is there row, we need to decrease it by 1 because it has to move upwards. So that's why we will be decreasing the bottom value to upward, that means decreasing it by 1 value. After filling the bottom row we will be filling the left column guys. For filling up the left column, we will be using the same pseudocode as we have used it for filling the bottom row, guys. So firstly, we will be using an if condition, that is if left less than or equal to right. Okay, so this left less than or equal to right means it ensures that still we have columns to fill, that is on left hand side. After condition checking, we will be starting the loop guys. For I in range of bottom comma top minus 1 comma minus 1. So this range function, so whatever the for loop, this will set up a loop to iterate from bottom boundary to top boundary. So the loop uses range between, that is bottom to top minus 1, and which means and minus 1 results in a reverse order. Okay, and then filling up cells guys. Filling the cells, we will be updating the matrix values, that is mat of I comma, so sorry, I of left is equals to num, and after updating the value we will be increasing the number value. Okay, we will be using the increment, and then we need to increase the values of the column to, that means from left side to right side, we will be increasing the left column by 1. And now we will be writing up the necessary loop for printing the matrix, guys. So for printing a matrix, we will be just using a for loop. That's it. For a for loop and a print statement. That's it, guys. So that's it, guys. Our program has completed. Let's run and see our program whether it is correct or not. Okay. Well, that's it. It's correct. So that's all for this session guys, and see you in next session.
That's it for today's session, guys. I hope you found this video helpful and learned something new today. If you did, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content. And don't forget to click on the bell icon so you'll never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in next video. Happy coding.